Hello everybody, I'm Anthony Moonwalker Somebody Else Submarine. Today I will be ranking the album tracks by tracks, worst to best, but like I always say, well, first I'll say I am going to be ranking an album from a musician that's, well, he's one of my favorite musicians of all time. Well, I haven't listened to, okay, the point is, I'm going to be ranking Lenny Kravitz. And I know in the comments you're going to be asking yourself, Anthony, you listen to Lenny Kravitz's music? I don't listen to him a lot. I listened to this album a lot recently, and this album, in my opinion, is really good. It's one of my favorite albums from Lenny Kravitz. And in my opinion, don't hate me, Lenny Kravitz's fans, but this, in my opinion, was the last good album that I actually liked from Lenny Kravitz. Because I listened to some of the songs from Baptism album. I think I spelled it right. I listened to some of the songs on that album. I didn't like that album, and it's also because I understand the production was pretty bad too. I looked at the production and it's pretty bad. But for the production in this one, however, it's actually really good because the songs on here is actually really good. Yeah, so this is going to be ranking track by track, worst to best. But for this, well, like I always say, for this album, I have no terrible dislikes on one of the songs. I have no hate towards one of the songs. I have no, there's no bad songs on this album. This is my least favorite to favorite ranking my tracks by tracks of the Lenny Kravitz's Lenny album. If you aren't familiar with Lenny, the album, this is Lenny Kravitz's sixth album he made during his career. That's insane. Released in Virgin Records and record label. Virgin Records, sorry. But not trying to make a joke, but I almost messed it up. But yeah, this is his sixth release album, and this is his seventh recording. And Lenny Kravitz, if you aren't familiar with him, he's a famous musician, rock musician. And people say, and my parents actually my parents decided to got me into Lenny Kravitz because I don't really know fully about him. I know some of the hit songs from the 90s, and yeah, my parents decided to my parents want me to listen to Lenny Kravitz's music because he's a rock musician. I would not classify Lenny Kravitz as a rock musician. I would classify him as a funk rock musician because he makes more music on rock, but he has elements of funkiness, like more of a dance musics. And yeah, funkiness is like what you hear like in the dance, like disco, something like that. And yeah, I would classify him as a funk rock musician. And this album, I really love it. This is actually one of my favorite albums from Lenny Kravitz. All the songs are really good. In my opinion, there's no bad songs on this album. I really love this album. Sorry, not song. But this is a Lenny Kravitz, and this is actually one of my favorite album covers from Lenny Kravitz. This is actually one of my favorite album covers. A really nice picture of Lenny Kravitz, look really good. And I love his afro hair. Looks really cool on him. Yes. And by the way, fun fact, the biggest fun fact, you probably don't know this, but this album came out in October 30th, 2001. You may be familiar with that month and date and year. And that's right. It came out the same day as Michael Jackson's Invincible album. I'm not even joking. This album came out in the same day as this album came out, October 30th, 2001. If this album, I know this album did made it to the charts and it did make it to some number ones, but if this came out before Invincible album for Michael Jackson, if this came out before, it could have made it to the number one Billboard 200. But for this album so far, this album made it to it made it to the number 12 in the Billboard 200. It made it to the 55 UK albums charts. So this may or may not be the most underrated albums from Lenny Kravitz, but some of the songs are not but this is not the most underrated album from Lenny. Not the most underrated albums, because there are actually some songs or hits, you could call them, that are actually in this album. And it's not from the 90s. It's actually from his early 2000s, this album when it came out. And yeah. And this is ranking track by track, least favorite to favorite. For me, there is no. And at the end, I'm going to show you what this CD looks like, and I'll show you at the end. And yes, let's start off with the track by track ranking. So my least favorite track is, you may rank it as higher, but me, this is my least favorite song on the album, and it's Yesterday Is Gone, My Dear Kay. Believe I pronounced that last one right. This song, when I first listened to this album and I listened to this song, I used to be not, I didn't like, back then I didn't love Lenny Kravitz's voice in that song, but I liked his voice a little more recently. But I love his acoustic guitar and I love his vocals, but the chorus is what kind of made like a mixed bag for me. But I like it. It's okay. It's not my favorite song on the album, and I don't hate it. It's a really good song. It's a really good song, and this song was also one of the singles from the album. And Yesterday Is Gone was said by Entertainment Weekly to have a Beatles feel, but it no longer feels like Lenny's consciously trying to rewrite Tomorrow Never Knows. No way. Like, I agree. I gotta say this. He cannot beat Tomorrow Never Knows. He cannot. I mean, sure, his voice sounds psychedelic. Something like, because this album sounds a little more like a psychedelic. I would say a neo-psychedelic, because it's basically him being experimental. It's basically him experimenting stuff revolving in psychedelic movement. And, I mean, this came out in the early 2000s, too. Or, in the early 2000s. And, yeah. Neo-psychedelia is basically a psychedelic of a musician that's basically is trying to, it's experimental, the psychedelic with different stuff, but had the same old school stuff like that. And yeah, this song, some of the songs are definitely, for me I found some of the songs psychedelic, but overall this song, nobody will never top Tomorrow Never Knows. Nobody will never top that song off. Nobody. The Beatles takes the cake. Nobody will never cover it. If people try to cover Tomorrow Never Knows, it's not going to make me change my mind. Never will. I definitely prefer the Beatles' original way more. But back to Yesterday Is Gone. Yesterday Is Gone, the vocals on this song is not really my favorite vocals on this album. Granted, it's a nice message. It's a great message. I will say this. It's a really good message. And also, Sal Sarkermany wrote for Slants magazine that the singer's classic rock influence and devoted recreation of it is once again evident on Lenny, with tracks like Yesterday Is Gone and A Million Miles Away recalling the crisp harmonies of John Lennon and the electric guitar of Jimi Hendrix. I agree. That sounds. I actually agree. It sounds very similar to the Beatles and Jimi Hendrix's guitar playing too. If you're not very familiar with Jimi Hendrix, he's an incredible musician he's an incredible guitar player, and he's a really good musician. And sadly, rest in peace to Jimi Hendrix. He passed away at a young age too. And I'm not a biggest fan of Jimi Hendrix, although I actually listened to some of his songs. It's really good. And yeah, I listened to his hits, and they're actually pretty good. I will get more into Jimi Hendrix later on in the future, because I do love him as a musician. So Yesterday Is Gone. It's not really my favorite song in this album. His vocals, back then I used to not like his vocals, but now I actually liked it. I can actually appreciate it and like it a little more of his vocals. But it's not, I don't love his vocals. I don't hate it in. Or I'm not saying this is the best song ever. No. I'm not saying this is the worst or terrible or anything. This is good. This is good for me. Your opinions may be different than mine. That's okay. We all are different human beings. We have different opinions. Number 11 for me is God Save Us All. Yesterday Is Gone, I forgot to mention. It's a slow song too. I don't hate slow songs. Like I said, I don't hate slow songs. I always say this in every videos. Number 11 for me is God Save Us All. It's a really catchy song a little bit. It's a little faster than the Yesterday Is Gone, but I love that beginning part with the guitar riff just going da 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 da. I really love that guitar riff at the beginning. The opening is really good. Although the song, in my opinion, doesn't really go anywhere. Although I actually like the guitar riff in this song, the way they use it, it's actually pretty good. But overall, I didn't. It's not really my favorite song. I like this song, but I don't love it, in my opinion. And so let's elaborate further. Kravitz's neo-hippie sentiments are abound on tracks like God Save Us All and Stillness of Heart. I'm feeling incomplete. What am I buying? My soul is crying. Yeah, he's been going through some downs earlier or late in the early 2000s. And oh yeah, fun fact: when I talked about Lenny Kravitz and Michael Jackson, did you guys know that Lenny Kravitz actually worked with Michael Jackson in an unreleased track called Another Day? You probably don't know that, but you may probably know that because of listening to the what's it called? You may probably notice that from you probably listened to it from his Baptism album, because you can tell because the lyrics sounds the same. But in my opinion, because I know you're gonna be asking me which versions do you like more, the Storm song or Michael Jackson's version on Another Day. For me, I had to go with Michael Jackson's version on Another Day because that song just sounds really catchy and really good. Beginning, opening. I mean, sure, it's a snippet. They didn't release the full version yet. I know you're going to be asking me, but Anthony, they released the full version. No, that's on the Michael album. That's on the Michael album. That's not the full version. That's just a rework version. And like I say, I don't like the rework version. I far prefer the originals because that's exactly how Michael Jackson sounds, and not only he sounds like it, but that's what he would put out if he was alive. He would put it out there. And I really love Another Day. Well, there was a snippet online. Lenny Kravitz himself confirmed in an interview saying that he worked with Michael Jackson and it was a minute long. He said it in his YouTube channel too. And God Save Us All, it's a good song. I love the message too, especially Yesterday Is Gone. It's a really good. That's another thing I love about Lenny Kravitz is not only he's a good musician and really good multi-instruments who play all the instruments, but he is great at songwriting too. God save us all, da 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 da. I really love that guitar riff too. I love it. And Yesterday's Gone. It's a good song. It's slow. This song I like it a little more than Yesterday's Gone, but overall for me it's not like a great song or loved it right away. I mean, I liked it a little bit when I liked this the first time I listened to it. It's good, but I liked it. I don't hate it. I like this song. It's okay for me. Maybe it's because it's a little slower. I'm mostly into fast, upbeat rockers. Maybe it could be me, just me. Number 10 for me, it's You Were in My Heart. This is a really slow and the funkiness. Not really too much guitars in it. I mean, for the solo, yes, there was a solo. There was a solo of that song, and it's a good song. Again, I like the song. I love the opening too. I love the opening, almost like a I would call it a symphonic rock, because you know how what I mean by symphonic rock is where it's basically a rock song or a funk, or I would say symphonic rock funk, because it has more funkiness in it and it has a symphonic what I mean by symphonic, it means elements of orchestra music. And this song has that, and it's really good. And I really love the song. I prefer that song a little more than the other ones. Not overall the best song in this album. I really love the opening. Although back then I used to have a little complaint that the song was going on for a little too long, in my opinion. But nowadays I actually don't really. In my opinion, the more listens I got from this song, I actually liked it a little more. So this song, I actually like this song still. But don't worry, the next one I'm actually. Well, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. You Are in My Heart it's a good song. It's a like a sit down, easy listening to. Because this album is basically more of a sit back and easy listening. Similar to what I said about other musicians like Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr. They're both very easy, and especially bands from back then. They were easy listening to. And yeah, and You Are in My Heart. You Are in My Heart. It's a good song for me. It's okay. It's not my favorite song on the album. Although I really loved the beginning opening right there too. I really loved it. I loved it right away actually. I loved the opening right away too. I loved it. But then later on, it got me a little downer. I was just like, it's okay. But it's a good song. It's a little upbeat. It's good for what it is. Number 9 for me is Paid to You Were in My Heart. Nothing to me. Number 9 for me is If You Want, or how's the song goes? You got to pay the price if you want to play. Yes, Pay to Play song. I decided to put that a little higher because it's upbeat, and I love the use of the DJ samples to it. I really love that the DJ samples in this song. I really loved it, and this song I would say somewhat love, because this song I sometimes say I love this song because of how catchy it is, but I don't overall love this song. I liked it more. I like this song. I like this song, and I like this song more than the other ones. And it's catchy and it's upbeat song. I really loved it. I mean, I don't loved it. I somewhat love, because it means I sometimes loved it, but for overall I like this song. But I like this song more than the other ones, in my opinion. Now these next tracks is by far my favorite tracks on the album. I have no problems in, or not only I have problems with it, but they will never tire me or never bore me out when I always get a chance to listen to these songs. And so we're on to number 8, and these are the next tracks that I actually really love. So number 8 for me is Believe in Me. This is more of a funky song. Like what I said about You Are in My Heart was more of a funk music or funk song, but this one is also one of the funk songs. And this was also, by the way, fun fact, was also a hit back then too. This was a hit back then, where it was the third single from, and it was released on April 28th, 2002, and it made it to the charts. It made it to the charts on Austria made it to 42, and Italy made it to 10, New Zealand made it to number 10, and Portugal made it to number 1 on the charts. I'm not even joking. Portugal places this song at number 1. I don't disagree with it. I love that. And Switzerland put this as number 29. And this did not chart the US at all, or even the UK. So this song, it's good. It's a really good song. I love the orchestration, I love not only the funkiness, but I do love the orchestra stuff. I don't know, maybe it's because I've been hearing stuff. But I really love this song. I really loved it. But this song was a hit back then, and there was a music video for that too. And the shutdown approach works well throughout the plaintive Ballet Bill, Believe in Me, which sounds like a low-tech Seal song, which I agree. And hold on. Okay, so this song is really good. I love this. I love the funkiness. I keep forgetting what I'm trying to say. I love the funkiness. I love the orchestration stuff. Symphonic, sorry. I love the symphonic stuff in it, or symphonic in it. Because, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm hearing it, but I've been hearing a lot of orchestra, and I really loved it. And this is a really good song. And I would basically classify this as a funk song. Although I do love the solo from Lenny Kravitz, who he performed the acoustic guitar solo, and it's beautiful. I loved it. Number 7 for me is Stillness of Heart. This is a really good song. It's really relatable to some people who have been there before. And this is the second single from this album. And it was written by Lenny Kravitz and Craig Ross. And it charted the US modern rock charts in number 38 and reached the UK singles charts number 44. And even chart the Canada singles chart number 22. So Canada is basically loving the song more than the other countries. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. But this song was a big hit not the biggest hit, but it was a somewhat hit. It was a bit. Some people may know this song at the time. Austria made it to number 51. Brazil made it to 33, and France made it to number 83. Italy made it to 16. New Zealand A bit. Wow. New Zealand made it to number 84. Switzerland, number 31. U.S. Adult Alternative Songs, number 7. Wow. The U.S. Adult Pop Songs, number 18. I mean, again, I don't classify this as a pop song. This is more of a rockers, this song. U.S. Alternative Songs is number 38. And like I already said with the UK, it made it to number 44. So this was a single back in January 29th, 2002. And I really love this song. It's really relatable to me. I guess that's another thing why I love about rock music, because rock music for me is basically more of, you can hear like the actual instruments that they're playing. It makes you want to play an actual instrument. And not only that, it can grab your attention. It grabs your attention and make you get into it too. Especially that it's stuff that are relatable to us. I loved it. Stillness of Heart is one of my favorite songs on this album. I really loved it. Although it is slow, but I really loved the solo too. I really love this song. Stillness of Heart. I can't go on. I can't go on. I really love this song. It's really catchy. I know not what to do. Like, I really love this song. It's very catchy. I really love this song. Man, this song is really good. And all that I want is stillness of heart, so I can start to find my way out of the dark. I really love the song. I'm sorry for singing along too. I just love the song. But yeah. So the next list. So overall, the song I really love this song. I will never get tired of it when I play it. When I keep playing this on the radio, or not on the radio. When I play it on CD, I will never get tired of this song. Number 6 for me is A Million Miles Away. This song, oh my god, I love this song right away, actually. I love the song right away, actually. I love the symphonic in it, like the symphonic rock in it. And like what I said about like what I said about John Lennon and Jimi Hendrix on the guitar work, this is very, some people compare this to Yesterday Is Gone, My Dear Kay. This song, I mean, although they're kind of not wrong or not right or not, I mean, I'm not saying they're wrong or right, but they did got a good point too. And this song is so good. I know this is a slow song. I know you were ranked it lower, but it could be just me, but I really love this song. It's so good. Babe, when I can't feel your touch. I really love this song. Oh my god. This song is like, man, if this song was the outro, if this was the album closer to the song, that would have been awesome. And this song was number 7. This one's number 7 on track 7, sorry. And this song, oh my god, I loved it right away actually. It's so good. I love how slow, not only how slow it is, but I love the symphonic elements in it too. Man, this song is so good. I don't know, I always say this song is so good, but it's just my opinion too. But man, this song is so good. Not really too much to say about this song. Although I wish this song was a hit. I mean, I wish this song was a hit because it deserves a hit and deserves more love of this song. Maybe the most underrated song on this album for me. Number 5, we are on the top 5s. Top 5s, love them and will never get tired of them. Number 5, Bank Robber Man. Now this is a song that's based off of his real life Lenny Kravitz, because he said that it was based off of his real life crime, what happened at the time. There's the amazingly Chuck Berry-ish, which I agree they compare him to Chuck Berry, which is true. That's a good point. And it's a storyline of a hard-charging bank robber man, and I really love this song. I love how catchy it is. It's catchy. I love the police siren in the background. It's really good. I actually love the song. One of the songs I actually love right away, actually. And it's actually based on a real life incident in which Lenny Kravitz was mistaken for a crime and busted by Miami police officers last year. And by the way, he also, fun fact, he also recorded the songs on this album in Miami, Florida, which is my state. And Lenny Kravitz quote, "Do you think that I'm the one that did it just because I'm tan?" Just then the officer at hand said, "I don't give a beep that you. I don't give a D that you are in a rock or in roll band. Kravitz sang, and for once, the social commentary doesn't feel contrived. Although I do understand and understand what he's saying, and this song, it's insane that this happened to him and back then. Because back then in the early 2000s, where police were. Because back then was crazy. Not only music, but everything pretty much. And I really love this song. I love the song right away. Actually, I really loved it. It's really catchy. I really loved it. Big Rubber Man. Like, it's so catchy for me. And not only that, you know what's kind of funny? I don't know. For me, it kind of sounds like Dr. Robert's song for some reason because of how upbeat it is. And not only that, Dr. Robert, it's a song from the Beatles and it's on the Revolver album. Dr. Robert and Bank Robber Band. It kind of sounds similar, doesn't it? Dr. Robert, Bank Robber Band. Maybe it's just me. But I do love the chorus. All units, we've got our man. We've got the Bank Robber Man. I really love the song. It's really catchy. I love the police siren in the background. It's really, really creative of him to do that. And not really too much to say about the song. It is based off of his real life. What happened to him at the time. Number 4 for me is If I Could Fall in Love. Now this is a hit song back in the days. Especially this was probably, if not the most well-known song from this album. This is a song that was actually from a soundtrack from a movie called Blue Crush that came out in 2002. And it was actually the main theme of it. And it reached to the charts. You probably don't know that. It made it to New Zealand in number 98. In Switzerland, made it to number 85. And the U.S. Adult Top 40 made it to number 40. I'm not even joking. It actually made it to number 40 on the U.S. Top 40. And I really love the music video too. The music video is really good. I love the band performing. See, that's another thing I loved about music videos back then is where you can actually see them performing, and I loved it. But again, another thing I loved about rock music because you could basically not only see them playing the instruments, you could basically just want to jam out with them too. If I Could Fall in Love, I love this song. Well, I didn't love this song right away than Bang Robber Man, but this song is really catchy. I love the guitar riff, that dun 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 dun. Oh, excuse me, I almost hurt my throat from singing. Not singing, but trying to copy the guitar riff. I know you guys are going to be asking me, did I see the Blue Crush movie? I actually have not seen the film, although I actually seen parts. I haven't seen this film in a while. I may watch that film. I may watch that film later on. It's actually, fun fact, produced by Brian Grazer. Although I don't really like him as a producer because he also produced the Cat in the Hat film. He also produced the Grinch film. And the Grinch, I prefer that movie way more than the Cat in the Hat film. Oh, I prefer that way more. And yeah. And to be fair, I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say. I may watch a Blue Crush movie later on. Roger Ebert, I actually saw the review of Roger Ebert, he and Rupert, which at the time Gene Siskel passed away in 1999, and they decided to replace him with Rupert, which I am not very familiar with him, and he is not as a good, in my opinion, not a good reviewer as Gene Siskel is it. Because Gene Siskel, for me, he was hilarious. He's got some crazy things to say too. But Robert, he's not my favorite. He's probably the bottom. Well, I would not say the bottom of my list, but he's definitely he's down there. But he's not really my favorite. Although it does have Roger Ebert, and they both actually love this film. They gave it a thumbs up. They really love this film. And I can't argue with that too, because that film it's a good. Because I haven't seen the film in a long time, but I will definitely check that film out. And yeah, I may actually like the film. Well, let's see, because I will watch that film after I upload this video. And I will do a review on that movie too later on. And yep, If I Could Fall in Love is a hit single back in the day, and I actually really love this song. The music video is really good too, and man, the song is really good. But for me, I didn't love it right away. I actually loved the song. Well, the second time I listened to it, when I listened to the whole entire album second time, I actually loved the song not right away, but almost right away. Because I listened to the second time throughout the album, and I loved it right away in the second listens. And so this is the third listens or the fourth listens I actually listened to in this album, and I loved it a lot actually. I know you girls are gonna be thinking, but Anthony, you said 5 or 6 listens, you always know how the songs go, right? I mean, it depends on your taste, or it depends on how long it takes you to memorize the whole entire songs. But for me, this album, it took me like 3 listens to all the way through, or 4 actually, and I loved it a lot. And yeah, I don't even have nothing to say. Now number 3, we're on to the top 3 songs. Number 3 is, you may rank this number 1 or number 2 on your list, but for me it's number 3, and it is Diggin'. This is such a catchy song. I love the chorus. Once you dig in, you'll find your turn, you'll come to the other side. And once you dig in, you'll find you'll have yourself a good time. Man, it's such a catchy song. I love this song. In this song, I actually funny, and not only a funny, but a fun fact that this song was used in Drake and Josh. You probably don't know this, but this song, again, it's iconic. Well, I mean, it's up there of one of the iconic songs we've ever got from Lenny Kravitz. But again, this song is iconic. I really love the song. It's so good. And by the way, Diggin' makes use of electric guitar work with sample structures and pop melodies that have become Kravitz's samples. Slants also said Diggin' invokes Sheryl Crow at times, only with slightly less keen lyrical content. I actually didn't know that actually, but man, this song is really catchy. I love the chorus too. The chorus, in this charts may actually be one of the well-known songs on this album, because this song did made it to the number 31 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. I'm not even joking. This made it to number 31 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. This also made it to Austria, number 64, in Brazil, number 25, Italy, and number 8. And in Netherlands made it to 72. And New Zealand made it to 48. Switzerland made it to number 58. Sweden made it to number 48. U.S. adult alternative songs made it to number 2. Wow, that's how iconic this song is. U.S. adult pop songs, number 7. U.S. alternative songs, not adults, but adult alternative songs, number 13. And U.S. pop songs, number 29. U.S. mainstream rock songs, number 11. So this song may actually be one of the most well-known songs. Might actually be one of the most well-known songs from this album. And it was used in promos by the National Basketball Association, also known as NBA. And I'm not a big fan of NBA. I used to watch NBA all the time when I was, because I found basketball a pretty interesting sport. I'm not really into basketball anymore. I don't know, maybe it's because it's less grown on me. Like, maybe it's because it decreased my growing. Maybe it's because maybe it's because I want to move on to other stuff too. But it was used in promos in the 2002 NBA playoffs. And this, as well as the ending theme for the film Returner, I also got to see that film. Oh, this is a Japanese science fiction film, and I have got to see that film too. Hopefully it's good, even though if it's not good, well, at least I watched it. But yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, this song is basically one of the most well-known songs from this album. And again, Lenny Kravitz. By the way, there was a music video for this song too. The Diggin'. There was another music video for this song too, by the way, if you didn't know that. The music video was directed by Samuel Bayer, who also directed Black Velvet for Lenny Kravitz, which is on the which is on the number 5 album, which I listened to some of the songs. I love the Fly Away song. The video starts with QVZ like program with a woman selling products such as expensive jewelry, and it's really relevant. So this video is really relevant today. Suddenly, there's a signal interference that leads to show Kravitz and his band performing at a floaty base in the sea, while they are being surrounded by a helicopter. Much of the music video has special effects designed to make the video seem to have tracking issues.
What?
In this song made Lenny Kravitz was awarded the Grammys Award for Best Male Rock Vocal Performance in 2002 for his performing on this song, and it was his 4th constructive win for this award. Wow. Wow, that's awesome. I did not know that too. And by the way, another fun fact about this song, I always keep saying fun fact, but it's true. This song was actually one of the, you probably don't know this, but this is actually one of the songs that were actually one of those, because this album, and also Michael Jackson's Invincible album, those albums came out immediately, not immediately, but it came out a month after September 11 attacks, and this song actually had, this song was actually mentioned, well, not in the radio play, but this song, they actually wanted to film this, the music video for this. They actually wanted to film this music video in New York, but due to the September 11 attacks that happened at the time, they decided to move on to the other locations, I meant to say. So again, I really love this song, and this is definitely one of my favorite songs on the album. Not only because it's a single, not only everybody knows it, but this song is basically a really catchy. Not only this song is catchy, but I love the vocals on this song. It's really good. Vocals by Lenny Kravitz. Give props to Lenny Kravitz for his vocals on this song. It's really good. Really love it. And again, iconic song. Number 2 for me, and this is the song I loved right away when I first listened to this album. This is the song I listened to. Number 2 is Battlefield of Love. This is the song I loved right away, actually. I love that song right off the bat. This song is definitely, in my opinion, the most catchiest, or if not the catchiest song from Lenny Kravitz's career. But this song, I listened to the song as the first listens, I loved it a lot. The song, I love the guitar, really good guitar riff. I love the funkiness too, the rhythm of the funk in it. It's by far, in my opinion, the funkiest, definitely, if not the catchiest song from Lenny Kravitz. I really love this song. It's so catchy. I really loved it. And God, I feel like this is probably the most underrated song, or this, in my opinion, might be one of the underrated songs from this album, because a lot of people don't talk about this song a lot. But this song is so catchy. I love this song right away, actually. Right off the bat, I really love this song. I'm on the battlefield, a battlefield of love. And Battlefield, the opening track, and this is the album opener. That's how you would expect this album's gonna be awesome. But the Battlefield of Love is built around a rudimentary guitar riff, reminiscent of Grand Funk Railroad, on which Lenny incorporates a wah-wah solo into the mix. And wow, this song is, I don't know, I keep saying this song is so good, but seriously, this song is by far my, oh, excuse me. This song, I know you're going to be asking yourself, why did you never rank this number 1? Because the next song, for me, I loved it a lot. Oh, excuse me, I keep burping every time. But this song is definitely the most catchiest song, in my opinion, the catchiest song on this album. And I loved it right away, actually. I loved the beginning, almost like almost 20 or 10 seconds, you can hear like a like almost like a setting up for a studio or like a noise you hear in the background, and then suddenly it jumps up, like it just goes, it jumps right in your face. It's just like hearing the noise. It's just like, okay, let's set it up and start this hot, awesome album with this awesome opening track for this album. That's basically one of those jumping in your face. It doesn't give a crap, and they just want to go all into this song. Battlefield of Love is definitely my favorite song in this. It's definitely one of my favorite songs, and for me, the most catchiest songs from this album. I will never get tired of this song. It's so catchy. Like, you have no idea how much I love this song. Because if you had this album when it first came out, you will talk about how much you love this song too. I mean, granted, this is his 6th album. You may not like this album. I mean, you may like this album. You may not say it's his best ones. But for me, I think it's actually, in my opinion, his favorite albums to date. And I love the chorus. All the massive confusion causes chaos in my brain. I want a battlefield, battlefield of love. Man, this song, it just jumps right into it too. The song is definitely, in my opinion, the top favorites. I love the song right away, actually. Right away, I started jamming out. I actually started jamming out really hard to the song. Not like headbanging. I mean, not only headbanging, but I was just getting into it. Like, I was dancing, like I was jamming out to this song. It was so good. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I just love this song so much. And now, it may not be my number ones, but this, for me, in my opinion, number 1 and number 2s were hard for me to rank. Number 1 and number 2, these songs for me were hard to rank them. But number 1 for me for now, so this song, for what I would consider the best song in this album, well, if not one, you might rank this really low on your list or in the mix. But for me, I rank this as number 1 for now, or later on I might switch that one with Battlefield of Love. But but number 1 for me, it's Let's Get Yes. See, trying to keep it clean, just in case of not only kids but YouTube coming at me too. So yeah, so Let's Get. It's basically the last song on the album, and it's a really good album closing to the, or album closer to the album. I really love the song, and and fun fact that, I actually have a funny story about this song. I was listening to the album, the first time I listened to it all the way through, I love, like, right off the bat, I love this song. What I said about Battlefield of Love, I love this song right away when I first listened to it. And but the song Let's Get, it's basically the album closer, and it's funny story I had when I listened to this album all the way through the first time. And this song I know it's slow, but I do love the melodies in this song. The melodies is really good in this song. I do like the guitar riffs too. I love the solos in it too. And it's funny that I was listening to the album all the way through with the vinyl that plays not only the vinyl players, but plays the CD and the cassette tapes. And I listened to it all the way through, and when the song was over, because the vinyl player that I have tells me, lets me know that the album is over because of the song is over, stuff like that. And it makes like noise, like zzz, like it makes noise, like tells you that it's done. The album is done. It doesn't replay back to the first track, which I'm glad it doesn't do that, because I mean, in the car, van, or truck, they put their CDs in and it just replays to the first track, which is pretty weird. I mean, it's not weird. I can understand why, but I don't have too much problems with that. But this song, funny thing is that I was listening to the song Let's Get, and I was like at the end I was recognizing, like, why is it making noises? Is it still going? And I found out that it was still moving on for over a minute, I believe. Over a minute, that it was a dead end, basically. Like, it was basically quiet. It was basically silence. The whole song, like, at the end was basically silence. And at first I thought, like, I decided to turn it up a little louder, but it didn't really do too much, because because it got really silent too. Because I tried turning it up a little more, a little higher, because I didn't want to turn it up a lot, because it will scare me, just like the end song, like where it transitions to Her Majesty from the Abbey Road album. But yeah, I don't know what to say, but I listened to this song, or I mean, this song. So because later on I found out that this is exactly how it's supposed to go, and that's what Lenny Kravitz is, what he's basically directing towards it too. That's what he's kind of going for, is a more than a minute dead end basically. And at first I thought that he was gonna play a hint track, because many musicians play hidden tracks at the final ones, because you would think like, oh, this is the end of this is the final song of the album, but then when you stay for it, you can hear like a hint track. It's really interesting, and I really love that. I love it when musicians have a hidden track in their because you would think like this song, like it's the last song of the album, but it's not. I mean, it is actually, but if at first I thought Lenny Kravitz was gonna do a hint track, which could have been nice, but he didn't go towards the hidden track. I guess he wants to trick us to think that he's gonna do a hint track, maybe, but it is part of the fun. But this song, I love the melodies. I really love the melodies too, and I don't know, maybe it's because this song, I guess, takes me back memories of what I talked about. You know what? It kind of takes me back memories of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the album that I said I ever listened to it on vinyl when my grandparents had it, and I listened to it, and I was noticing it was still moving, even though it's quiet and silent for a while. The last song, which is A Day in the Life, arguably my number one favorite song from the Beatles, and yes. I guess it took me memories of how because I thought it was gonna play a hint track, but no, it wasn't. So this is the last song of the album, but it didn't really play. It didn't play the hint track, which it would be nice. I'm not disappointed. I'm not saying it's a terrible thing. It's basically him. That's what he is going towards it. I mean, that's what he is kind of what he's going for too. But the song, I really love the melodies, and yeah, that's basically all you need to know. It's basically the melodies and the guitar riffs and the solos are pretty good. In my opinion, it's pretty good. It's actually, because I was going to switch this to Battlefield of Love, but I decided to put this number one, mostly because it takes me back memories of thinking that this is the final song on the album, but then it takes me back memories of like when it takes a while for like a minute or like a couple seconds, and then you hear like a noise or a hint track, stuff like that. But this one kind of a little slightly disappointment, because I thought they were going to play a hint track, but I thought he was going to play a hint track, but that would have been pretty nice. But I don't hate it. I'm not disappointed. I was a slight disappointed. That would have been pretty nice. And yeah, that's my ranking. Do you guys and girls agree with my list? What's your least favorite songs on the Lenny album? And at the end of the video, right now, I will be showing you what the Lenny album looks like. And yes, my parents has been a Lenny Kravitz fan for a long time, especially around when he made his first debut album too. So I mean, my parents are very familiar with Lenny Kravitz, and they decided to let me they want me to get into Lenny Kravitz music because he's one of those rock musicians. But like I said at the beginning, I would not classify him as a rock musician. I would classify him as a funk rock musician. And wait on, I almost messed it up. I almost about to open it without showing you the side view of the DVD or CD DVD. I'm an idiot. But it kind of looks like he's standing a little bit, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But yeah. But if you flip it upside down, because you see it upside down, but we flip it upside down, it has the song tracks. By the way, fun fact: it has song tracks. It even says produced, arranged, written, and performed by Lenny Kravitz for Roxy Productions. Really nice to know. And basically, that's basically. Oh, almost dropped my camera again, like always, because I remember last time I dropped my camera because I'm an idiot.
But yeah, get it to just trying to. Okay, let me flip it back again because I want you to see what it says there. Okay, so I'm gonna so this part right here is just basically showing you what the CD looks like. And I love the colors they add. I love the color. It's very colorful. This album is very colorful. It has like it's very. I mean, but this album has a lot of really good colorful. I don't know. I don't know what to say specifically. I don't really know. But this is a CD where it looks like I love how the text is Lenny. Although I mean, for me, I wish that he, in my opinion, wrote it to make it look pretty unique. I don't know. It kind of looks a little cheap, in my opinion. Like I like the added text, Lenny. I like the added text, but it's pretty good. I like the text that says Lenny. And when you open up, it basically shows him at the top says "Thank you God." It basically tells you who did this for the album. Basically, let me just get it on focus so you guys can see a little bit more. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Yeah, have you noticed his shoulders too? It looks pretty silly. Have you noticed? What I loved about this CD is like what I loved about the CD is basically shows up his whole entire picture, and I love the picture where it just shows. I love how his picture is it just looks like an actual picture because look, you can see his shoulder from here too. Really cool. So yep, I will be showing you the CD case of what it looks like, and that's it. And I love the back cover too. The back cover is right here. It says the text Lenny, and the record label, and the numbers. You know what I'm talking about. But hold on, let me put the CD back to the album cover. Let me just put the CD back, and before it gets dusty. Okay, so this is the booklet. Lenny Kravitz. Man, Lenny looks pretty hippie. Oh, that's just a picture of him. So the first page, you get lyrics. You get the lyrics. Well, for the first, you know what? Again, sorry for what happened. The camera shut off on me because of the camera dying. I forgot that I was recording I forgot to charge this camera because I'm an idiot. But yeah, get back to what I said. So what I loved about this album cover, I really loved the way, and have you probably noticed, but it says number 1. It means the first track, and the number 2, and the bottom it says number 2. Basically pretty unique. I love that. And I love how it says Lenny backwards too. Basically all the lyrics, and I just noticed too, another unique thing about this booklet is, get a clear focus. Have you noticed in the, right here, the little thing that before it says all, the little, I don't know how you say it, like almost like a parentheses, or I forgot how you call it, but yeah, if you notice the little circle thing, but the one that says, the one that's in the line, all this mass confusion causes chaos in my brain. I'm on the battlefield. Like that's the chorus. That's why it has a circle in it. That's pretty unique. That's very helpful too. That's another helpful thing about this booklet, because to show you the chorus too. And this is the second track, third track. I love the number he added, number 3 and 4. I loved it. Second page, you get the picture of him, Lenny Kravitz, looking really cool. Really cool, dude. But yeah, so more lyrics after that page. Yeah. And let me just reflect the light so you can see the numbers and the text too. Yeah, it's in the bottom, so I don't think you really can see well. Number 6. Okay, yeah, you can see it. The next page, oh God, it's big. I'm just kidding. I actually love the picture. But this is a very picture. It's like they enlarged the picture he had back then. And yeah, this is a picture of him too, and it's a big picture too. I'm not making fun of him. It's actually a pretty cool picture. In my opinion, it's a pretty cool picture of him looking silly. But yeah, another picture, and the next one is the lyrics. More lyrics. Okay, I need to reflect the light so you can see the text. The top one says number 9 too, and the bottom says number 10. And number 11 and number 12. You see it. And this is the final page, by the way. Final page. This is all the songs, all the words, music, publish, wiggle music, BMI, vocals, electric guitars, bass, drums, Lenny Kravitz. Well, that's another thing I loved about Lenny Kravitz. He's almost like I would not doubt if one of his musician of an influence must have been Prince. I would not doubt it. I mean, Lenny Kravitz, he achieved massive success in the 90s with his career. And yeah, it's just basically, the final page is basically a picture of him. So that's it. That's basically all you need to know about this album CD of the. It's basically all you need to know about this album I'm not album cover, but basically album booklet. That's what I meant to say. And I had to say, this is actually one of my favorite album covers from Lenny Kravitz, because I love how it just says Lenny, not Lenny Kravitz. It says Lenny. That's actually really, I would not say a unique, because it sounds pretty dumb, but it's actually pretty cool. I would say it actually looks pretty cool, the album cover. And I love the CD where it's like the whole entire picture, and they just they just chop it off, but it still looks like a whole entire picture. It's pretty cool, really cool idea too. So yeah, that's all I had to say about this video. Do you agree with my list? What is your least favorite albums, if you had to rank them? And tell in the comments down below if you were alive, and not only you were alive at the time, but if you remember having this album, or if you had the CD back in the day, did you like it? Did you like it, or did you dislike it, or did you love it a lot, or did you love it? Like, I just want to ask the viewers, especially the viewers who were there at the time, because I was here when this album came out, but I was 1 year old. I was a year old. I was a year old when this album came out. Just like Michael Jackson's Invincible album, I was a year old when those albums came out. I was a year old when these albums came out. But yeah, that's all I had to say. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what not only not only the review, not only the ranking of it, but and also, because I know some people do comments twice, but if you had to describe what did you like about the songs, or not only that, the album, just put it all in one comment. Don't put it like 2 comments, because it kind of makes it, in my opinion, kind of cheap, in my opinion. But not only makes it cheap, but then it makes it, I mean, you can delete that comment, and you can edit that comment, but just save it for 1 comment to make it easier, so you don't have to put it 2 comments, because it did happen to me before, and when some viewers had commented on my videos, they put it twice, which is pretty cheap, in my opinion. Not only it's cheap, and some of them didn't delete those. So I don't want. It's okay if you didn't delete them. I'm not mad at you, but that's just what I wanted to just tell you guys. Just in case if you commented twice, you can just delete. If you put the same one twice, then you can. I mean, it depends on what you said, but I mean, that's just you guys' thing. But if you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Share this video with your friends and family if they are a Lenny Kravitz fan. Because if you are a fan, if you don't know about the album, if you're going to be asking me, do you recommend this album? I really do. I actually really recommend this album. This album, I really love this album. Out of 100, I would give it. That's a good question. For stars, I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars for me. Not only that, but for overall, like for 100 percentage, I would give it like an 89 or a 90, in my opinion. It's a really good album. It does have one of the songs that I didn't really like too much, but it's a really good album. I would say an 87 or 89 overall, and it's in my opinion one of my favorite Lenny Kravitz's albums of all time. So if you want to buy this album, go ahead and buy this album for yourself. And yeah, that's all I had to say. I always spaced out every time I forgot what I was gonna say. So Lenny Kravitz, if you're watching this, because
Oh yeah, by the way, fun fact: Lenny Kravitz is not only he's a musician, but he's also an actor who appeared in other films too. He also was in the Rugrats movie. I actually remember he was in it. I mean, he wasn't the voices, but he was the. You probably noticed it when you were young at the time, because I loved the Rugrats movie too a lot. I just want to say I really loved the first film and the sequel, and we're not talking about the third one. We're not talking about the third one. And yes, he was also in the other films too. He also appeared in other films too. And yeah, I really loved him as a. He also cameoed in Zoolander 1, which I actually loved. I mean, I would say I somewhat love, because sometimes I would love it, but sometimes I would like the film. But I love its funny humor, and I love this. I mean, I like the story, and Ben Stiller's the main cast, and I love the cameos in the Zoolander 1, except for Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit, because I don't think you guys and girls already I don't think you guys and girls know what because I know you're gonna be asking me, oh, do you like every musician or new metal bands? No, I don't love every band from the rock. No way. There's some bands I don't like. There's some bands I actually really enjoy. There's some bands I'm just like, eh. But there's other bands that I cannot stand, and Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit is definitely one of those. So here's the thing about Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. All he does is basically he sings. He's got, because I've always thought, for me, he sings like a complete lunatic. He sings like a loser who doesn't have a high budget of singing. Not only that, his songwriting is basically more about blaming on people, and it's so dumb. And the way he sings really gives me headaches every time he sings. It's really annoying, for me, in my opinion. I mean, for me, I actually do hate him. I actually do hate Limp Bizkit, because that band, really, I can't stand them. Although I understand they are one of the bands from the new metal genre. Like I said, new metal's not my favorite genre too. And Limp Bizkit is definitely one of the bands I hated from the new metal bands. Korn, I am not very familiar with them, and I'm not a big fan of them, and I don't like the way they perform. I mean, the way they perform is okay, but the lead vocalist, the way he performs, like the way he sings, is really annoying. The way he just it looks like he's humping in the microphone. It's really annoying. I can't stand that. He must have been having, I don't know, he must have been having seizures while performing. Okay, enough with the ranting. That's all because some people are gonna be out there like, oh, you gotta at least have some bands that you don't like. Limp Bizkit is definitely one of the bands I hated. And when Fred Durst appeared in the Zoolander one, I was like, no, get him out of that movie. I hate him. And yeah, I love the cameos. And yeah, and I don't know what I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, yeah, there's also a cameo that I don't fully hate, but I dislike him, and it's Donald Trump. He also appeared in the Zoolander 1 film too. You probably don't know that. Well, you probably did. Well, I mean, this is not, to keep in mind, this is not the first cameo he was in. He also appeared in films like Home Alone 2, The Little Rascals. He basically appears in some movies, and I'm not a big fan of his work, but all I have to say is I dislike him, and I dislike him now, but I can appreciate him when he did back then. I mean, I am not a big fan of him. I just dislike him, but I don't hate him. Like, I dislike him for what he's doing now, but I don't hate him as much as I hate Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. So that's all I had to say. So, follow me on social media. Links in the description down below to follow me there. And, as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, or almost messed up my outro again. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Lenny Kravitz. If you are watching this video, this is a video dedicated to you. Thank you for making really enjoyable music that you left us over the years, and thank you for still continuing music to this very day. I'm so glad that you're still alive, still touring, and still kicking some butt. I like you. I love you, man. Stay safe and keep performing while you still can, and take care. And not only this video is dedicated to himself, Lenny Kravitz, but this video is definitely dedicated to Lenny Kravitz's fans who are watching this video and knows my opinions about him. And not only that, the songs on this album that I actually really enjoyed. So yeah, that's all I had to say about the video. I will see you in the next video. Change the world. Peace and love.